Would you like to write a song from scratch with me? Today is day 23 of our J's on my feet. 23 of our 30-day songwriting challenge. This is my outfit of the day. For the song, I don't have any ideas, which is normal. By this day 23, I should know that I'm not gonna have any ideas. So we're just gonna do a little and figure it out. So I know what song I'm making, and if you've ever played one of those anime video games and it's a fight scene and the music just gets super duper intense, that's the song I'm making. Which does give me an idea for a video, but the elements that it's going to require, I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to make a video, so I don't know. And we're back with another production over walkthrough. I don't even know what I call these. So to start off, the very first thing I did was I went over to piano roll, and throughout the whole song there's this one note being played, and the sound is amplified cello quartet chatter from Labs by Spitfire Audio. It sounds like this. So that's what's playing in the background throughout the whole song. When I was first putting it together, that was the first thing I put down, so that's what I kept. The next thing I did was I added this beat, per se. I don't know, I wouldn't know quite how to categorize it, but it's the pizzicato ensemble from Strings 2, again from Labs, and this is what it sounds like. And that's what's being looped in the first part of the song before the drama starts, so to speak. And then it's changed. The beat and the rhythm slightly changes. Which sounds the same. But in the context of the song, it just sounds a little bit different the way it carries into the song. The rhythm could be all wrong, but it sounds fine to me today. Tomorrow, I can't tell you. On top of that, I added the power quarter, and that is a guitar sound from Flex, their essential guitars. It's free when you get the producer version of FL, and that sounds like this. A slightly humorous effect. It sounds like it's stalling before it goes into full effect, and that's on purpose. And that is looped, and I cut this end off and I only let it play at the end. I'm about to play the very end of it. And then for our drums, I struggled quite a bit with the drums. Like I said once before, drums are not my strong suit. Mostly because I just have no rhythm. But I did what I could. And that is looped throughout most of it. And the very end, in another pattern, I add this for the outro. Those drums are from the Anal Kit under Vintage Drums, again by Labs, Spitfire Audio. And then we have a sick guitar solo. Here that is. That one guitar is The one I'm most not very confident about, because I did it by hand, and I'm not sure if I got the rhythm quite right with the rest of the song, along with the drums. By themselves, each element I'm really proud of, but together I'm not sure how great they work. But you know, this is not my genre. I don't know why I keep doing rock though. Maybe I need to look into that. And then for mixing, I mixed to a degree. So for the cello, that scary sounding thing, for reverb, I did a cathedral reverb. As you can see, the bowl is quite large, and I turned the wet. Is that right? Did I do that right? So the dry is about halfway and the wet is all the way down because I wanted it to sound a little bit far away, but I didn't want it to sound so up in the air, which is why the wet is so far down. It's more of a surrounding kind of sound than a elevated sound. It doesn't sound up in the air. It sounds right where you are, but around you, if that makes sense. For that cello, that repeated rhythm, I have an EQ on it, just removing some of the high end. If you'll see, I leave it a bit far down so the bass and everything can stand out. For the lead guitar, similar thing, I got rid of some of that high end so it wouldn't be too ringy, brought up some of the low, and just brought down the middle because I wanted the most important parts to stand out. As you can see, it follows that pattern. For the solo, again, I mimicked the way that the sound moves, so it's this one middle portion that I think is the most important, so I brought it up some. For the drums, I brought the bass way up. I even brought some of the high end up so it can punch you a little bit more. I wanted it to be quite intense because even though it's a drum and you think it would be deep, across the board, it's quite equal in sound. And for my vocals, I didn't do the vocal preset. I tried to bring up the bass and middles of my voice up some, as well as the high. And for reverb, I did full dry, full wet because I wanted it to be really ambient up in the air, but as forward as I could make it. But I did end up turning it down in the mix because I still wanted it to blend a bit, which doesn't sound like it makes sense, but in my head it does. Still working on EQing and everything, but that's what I got. And so that's the whole song. If you have any questions as to why I did something or why I didn't do something, drop them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer. So I finished the song, and it's pretty interesting. It has no lyrics. Just sworn in. That's the only lyrics, sworn in. I wouldn't even really consider it a song because it's not long enough to be a song, but it's got a sick guitar solo. And I also recorded a video for it, which I think is kind of funny. I don't always make videos for my songs, but I did today because I was like, that would be a really funny idea to do to this. I gotta edit it. Yeah, I don't want to do another rock song for the rest of this challenge. I didn't mean to want to do one today either, but that's just how it worked out. Same with rapping. I'm going to refrain from rapping and refrain from rock. We're not doing those two things anymore. If you'd like to listen to the song, it is linked in the caption. If you like it or if you like this video, be sure to give both of them a like. If you think you know somebody who would like it also, I'd appreciate it if you give it a share. And if you want to see more, I'd appreciate it if you gave me a follow. That's all for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.